So apparently, Second Life has a new vibe. It's not build your dream world anymore. It's come gamble, get dizzy, and maybe get married on your way to bankruptcy. Welcome to Skill Gaming Island, where your wallet disappears faster than your lindens at a weekend sale. What even is skill gaming? It's gambling, but with a fake mustache. Instead of pure luck, it claims there's a skill-based. Maybe you tap a button at the right time. Maybe you aim. Maybe you make a choice that slightly affects your odds. But don't be fooled. The house still wins. Skill gaming is often marketed as the clean-cut cousin of gambling, but it's just gambling in a button-up shirt trying to sound respectable. The difference lies in what affects the outcome. In skill gaming, it's not pure luck. It's supposedly your brain, your reflexes, or how many hours you've wasted mastering a mobile game. If you can improve your chances just by being better, faster, sharper, more obsessive, then legally, it counts as skill-based. Not gambling, just competitive losing. That legal loophole is the magic trick. In a lot of places, gambling is only gambling if the outcome is mostly random. So if you slap a skill label on it and make people tap a button at the right time or answer a trivia question under pressure, it suddenly becomes a totally different beast. Not because it is, but because the law says so. That's why companies love this space. They don't need to appeal to your intelligence. They just need to make it look like they are. Skill gaming isn't new. It just got a digital facelift. Chess, backgammon, sports, all skill games. But in the early 2000s, when online poker and casinos were getting shut down left and right, the internet needed a loophole. Enter digital skill platforms like World Winner and Skill Jam, where you could play competitive solitaire for money and pretend you were training for the Olympics. Even Disney stuck its mouse ears into the game for a while with skill games until it quietly backed out in 2001, like, maybe not. These platforms blew up because they were technically legal. No roulette wheels, no spinning fruit, just slightly addictive puzzle games with cash prizes and barely enough skill to keep a lawyer happy. Suddenly, everything from word games to bubble shooters became competitive esports, and fantasy sports turned into a strategic science if you squinted hard enough and ignored the part where most people lost money. Today, it's even bigger. Platforms like Skills are running real money tournaments on your phone, letting people compete in trivia, arcade games, or weirdly intense versions of solitaire. And it's all still built on the same principle. As long as you can say the winner wasn't chosen by chance, you can call it a skill game and walk away with a straight face. It's not gambling. It's entertainment with outcomes. Wink. But let's be honest. Just because something technically qualifies as skill-based doesn't mean it's good for anyone. You can throw a few buttons at a slot mechanic and call it strategy, but you're still feeding the same addiction loops. You're just making people feel smart while they empty their wallets. And when a platform like Second Life starts promoting this as a feature and selling it like a family attraction, that's when it stops being a side hustle and starts being a problem. Because at that point, you have to ask, who is this really for? And how long until the house wins again? So, who exactly is Skill Gaming Island for? Because it sure as hell isn't for creators or explorers or people trying to build immersive spaces. It's for gamblers. Full stop. People who don't want to spend hours decorating a sim or building an avatar. They want the dopamine hit of maybe winning some lindens. And I'm not saying those people are evil, but they're not bringing anything meaningful to the community either. They're here to hit spin, not connect. You know who else loves them? bots, because skill gaming regions are the only places in SL where traffic still sort of matters. If you're an operator, you need those numbers up. So suddenly you get this weird soup of avatars, actual gamblers, traffic bots, and some poor confused soul who thought they were teleporting into a festival and ended up in Vegas with worse lighting. And all this is happening while Linden Lab is still talking about empowering creators and improving the economy. Really? Empowering them to do what? Open a slot machine? You've got creators burning out trying to crank out event items every week just to stay visible. Landowners who can't rent parcels even at a loss. Bloggers doing the marketing that Linden Lab refuses to pay for. But hey, let's focus on fireworks and Ferris wheels next to the poker table. That'll fix everything. This isn't about skill. It's not about community. It's not even about fun. It's about extracting more money from a system that's already bleeding. And I get it. Second Life is a business. Linden Lab needs revenue. But when the creative core of your platform is struggling, and your answer is more gambling, it says a lot about your roadmap, or lack of one. You can't keep handing out slot machines pretending that's growth. At some point you have to build something worth staying for. Because if Second Life keeps treating fun like something you have to gamble for, don't be surprised when the people who used to build worlds just log out. But honestly, I'm still trying to figure out who this is actually for. Because let's think about it. If you genuinely want to gamble, just straight up spin a slot, maybe play a round of poker, are you really going to go through the hassle of downloading a Second Life viewer, creating an avatar, figuring out how to walk, how to sit, how to teleport, just to get to a virtual machine? There are thousands of apps. There are websites, real money casinos, flashy mobile games that get you gambling in 2 clicks. So why would anyone pick this convoluted experience instead? And I don't have the answer. But here's what I assume, because it's the only thing that makes any kind of sense. Maybe it's not about new users at all. Maybe it's about the people already in Second Life. The ones who've been here for years, who are already familiar with the world, who maybe don't even gamble elsewhere but feel safer doing it in a place they understand. A place where their avatar gives them a bit of distance from the reality of it. Maybe it's also about control, because in Second Life, there aren't as many restrictions. No real gambling regulations, no spend limit. And when you win, it's in Linden dollars, not cash, so it doesn't feel like gambling, even when it is. There's probably a layer of escapism here too. You're not just playing a game, you're playing a role. You're the high roller in the tux, or the cutie spinning the wheel with your Second Life partner watching fireworks in the background. That extra bit of roleplay makes it easier to pretend it's entertainment, not a habit. Of course, all of this is just guessing. Because the truth is, I really don't get why anyone would choose this route when there are easier ones. But clearly someone is, or Linden Lab wouldn't be putting so much effort into romanticizing it. The problem is, no matter how many Ferris wheels and hot air balloons they add, it still smells like a casino to me. And to think they're paying someone $237,000 a year to handle the skill gaming department, or team, or shadowy backroom gambling council, whatever you want to call it. Remember that job listing? They were specifically asking for someone with qualifications in skill gaming. They wanted expertise in this exact niche. Meanwhile, the rest of the platform is full of people trying to make ends meet, landowners struggling with overpriced tier, creators barely scraping by because in-world spending keeps dropping. And yes, I know I don't have hard data to flash in your face. But do I really need it? Just look around. Events that used to be impossible to get into for days are now ghost towns within 24 hours. Remember when people planned to wait 5 days before even trying to teleport in? Now you can stroll in the moment it opens. No lag, no queue, and plenty of empty booths. You don't need a spreadsheet to see that things have changed, and not for the better. So instead of hiring people who actually know this platform, who live and breathe it and could help promote it with authenticity, they go and blow nearly $250,000 on someone whose main contribution will be making sure your avatar can lose lindens in a slightly more legal way. Because apparently, that's where the future is now. Not in world building, but in wagering. So, you won't lower land costs. You won't pay creators for the hours they pour into making your platform worth logging into. You won't invest in onboarding, marketing, or even fixing the UI from 2006, but you will glam up a digital casino with a hot air balloon, bring back Gachas and call it innovation? Cool. I'm not here to say people shouldn't have the right to gamble. Adults make their own choices. But when gacha and skill gaming become the two big announcements, Second Life is pushing back to back, no less. It's not just a feature rollout. It's a direction, a choice, a statement about what this platform thinks is worth investing in. And it's not creators. It's not community. It's not the long-term health of the world we've built here. It's flashing lights, spin-to-win dopamine loops, and nostalgia for systems we already knew were problematic. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is the comeback arc. But from where I'm standing, it looks more like a slow-motion sellout. At this rate, the next big feature announcement might just be a claw machine next to the info hub. And if the next region is called Premium Casino Experience, don't say I didn't warn you.